Hi everyone, you're watching iServe TV, powered by iServe Residential Lending. My name is Michael Caminetti, and I'm a mortgage professional for iServe Lending. Today I have the pleasure of speaking with Chris Carozza from the Carozza Realty Group. Chris is a premier realtor in the Stamford area and has come today to talk to us about what's going on in the real estate market and some tips for buyers and sellers. Chris, thank you for coming.
Thank you, Mike. Thanks for having me.
So Chris, why don't we start with you telling us a little bit about yourself.
Sure, absolutely. So I am a residential realtor. I've got licensed in 2003. About 3 years ago, I formed the Carozza Realty Group. This year, we are going to sell approximately 100 houses and for approximately $50 million in volume. Currently, it's me, 2 buyers agents, and 3 administrative staff.
Wow.
So basically, we handle all aspects of residential real estate.
So whether it's buying, selling, renting?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And we work with landlords, we work with listings, of course. I handle most of the listings. The buyer's agents handle most of the buyers. But we work with a lot of landlords and a lot of tenants as well. I have a rental division on my team as well.
Right. So your area of focus is mostly listings. Geographically, where are you mostly concentrated in?
So I'm from Stamford. So we do a lot of business in Stamford. We're the #1 team or single agent in town. I do a lot of work in Norwalk. I do a lot of work in Greenwich. I do work in Darien and New Canaan. And then, for instance, this year we've sold 3 houses in Fairfield. We've sold a couple houses in Westport. So we can handle from Trumbull through Greenwich.
Right.
But the large majority of our business is in Stamford, Greenwich, and Norwalk.
Right. And are there any particular areas like North Stamford or East Side, West Side?
All over. We
right?
do condos, North Stamford, Chapin, new construction. I mean, there's really nothing that we're not very familiar with.
So is it safe to say that you work with all types of clients, whether they're first-time home buyers or people looking to sell their home to trade up to a larger house?
Yep. So we work with first-time buyers for sure, absolutely. We work with people trading up. We work basically with everyone. I mean, we're dealing with so many people. We're going to sell 100 houses this year. So, I mean, a lot of first-time buyers, but also a lot of people trading up. And it gets a little tricky when you're trading up because you got to try to line up the closings.
Yeah, there's a little timing component to that. So let's switch lanes a little bit. What does inventory look like right now?
So inventory is starting to rise slightly in basically every town in southern Fairfield County. We're starting to see, we're seeing a lot of activity, a lot of transactions. We're about 5% above last year in terms of transactions, but we're seeing the prices kind of flatline a little bit. But I don't foresee that continuing. I think it'll start to rise again next year in the spring market. But inventory has risen slightly over the past year.
So you think that inventory will shrink a bit over the next 6 to 12 months?
I think that it will. Rates are still amazing, as you would know, and buyers are out there. Rents are astronomical. Yeah. I don't see any reason why, unless you're not tied to this area for the next 2 to 3 years, I see no reason why you would rent. If you can buy, your mortgage payment's going to be less than the rent payment, and you're going to build equity.
Right, and I actually did an educational segment not too long ago of renting versus buying, and one of the key points was, why pay somebody else's mortgage when you could be putting money towards your own home? And,
absolutely.
Great. Now, I guess there's not a lot of new home starts because they're waiting for all the inventory to be bought up, and then they'll start building new homes. So do you see that trend picking up in the next 6 to 12 months?
I don't see it picking up. I mean, I don't know, I'm sure you remember back in 2005, 2006, 2007. I mean, everybody was building houses, right? There are, I mean, just to give you some stats, there are currently 385 active new construction homes on the market in Fairfield County, and about 285 have sold over the past year. Those aren't huge numbers, but as in the years to come, yes, maybe not over the next 12 months, but over the next few years, builders are definitely going to start building.
Right. So I guess for the people watching right now, the $1 million question is it a good time to buy?
It's an awesome time to buy. Like, the rates are still extremely low. They have not risen very much over the past year. Prices in this area, in southern Fairfield County, are still not back to what we're still about 15% below 2006 levels, which was the height of the market.
Right.
Whereas, I'm sure if you listen to other real estate statistics in the country, you'll see that states like Florida, Texas, California, Nevada, the Carolinas are blowing up, multiple offers, prices going well above asking. Right. That's not happening here. It's still it's an amazing time for a buyer to buy.
Yeah, and I think those areas you mentioned were hardest hit through the crisis, and we're lagging a little bit. But hey, get off the sidelines. If you're ready to buy, get off the sidelines, because it's gonna move.
If
right?
history's taught us anything, prices will get back to. I hear some people tell me, oh, the prices are never going to get back to what they were. Right. Of course, they're going to get back to what they were. It's just like the stock market. When it goes up, it always goes. When it goes down, it always goes back up.
And also, when people see their equity coming back into their house, they're going to want to put their house on the market, and then all of a sudden, it goes from maybe a buyer's market to a seller's market.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you want to keep tabs on that. Great. So, what steps? If you're looking to sell your house, if you're talking to someone who wants to list their house, how do you prepare them? What steps do you request that they take to sell their house?
First question I always ask a new buyer is, have you been pre-approved? We will not meet with a buyer in our office unless they're pre-approved. So the first thing we do is we refer them to a mortgage professional.
Right. This is someone who's looking to purchase a home.
Someone to purchase a home.
Right.
Absolutely. They have to be pre-approved. There's no reason not to get pre-approved.
Right.
And it helps us because we're going to be spending quite a bit of time with that buyer.
Right.
And, to be perfectly honest, I don't want to waste a Saturday afternoon showing a buyer homes when they can't afford to buy. And a lot of other times they'll find that they're in a much bigger price range than they thought they were, and they're more comfortable.
I'm very happy you've said that, because I get referrals from realtors, and they've already gone out and either looked at homes or found the one they want.
Right.
And then it's up to us to fit them into that model,
right,
within the guidelines that we have to work with. But I always say, even to people who come to me, either they're looking for a realtor, have you been pre-qualified yet? Let's see where you fit, because, like you said, your time is valuable, your team's time is valuable, their time is valuable.
Their time is valuable,
right.
Most importantly. I mean,
right.
They don't want to waste a Saturday afternoon
Exactly.
seeing houses. If anything, if they can't get pre-approved, at least you can tell them what they need to do over the next year to correct their credit, maybe, right, or build up some more reserves, whatever.
Well, just to share an interesting story, we had a young lady come in a few months ago, and she didn't think she could afford a house until next year. She's actually closing tomorrow because she didn't realize that she was, I guess, in a position to purchase a house that was within her price point. Yeah. So I always encourage people, you have to start the process at some point. Why not start earlier, and just so you know, what can I afford, what type of home am I looking for, and then it makes everything much more efficient.
And also, if I show you a house and you're not pre-approved,
right,
I can't even really present the offer without a pre-approval letter, because that's the first thing the listing agent's going to ask me. So
absolutely,
you might as well get it out of the way, so when you find that right property, you're ready to go.
Right. So let's flip it. If somebody is selling their home, right?
Yep.
What advice would you give them to prepare their house for the sale?
So staging is very, very important. I hear a lot of times sellers will tell me, well, they can see past that, or I can see past that. The bottom line is they can't. The buyers just cannot see past it, or most of them can't see past it. So the better the house shows, the more money the seller is going to make. It's a proven fact. Stage your home, clean out the closets, paint if necessary, fix broken items, and then pricing. Pricing is key. It's the most important thing. If your home, the buyers are out there, but they're very educated. They're not looking at 2, 3, 4 houses. They're looking at 15 to 20 homes, and they can see value, just like I can see value.
Right.
So if it's not priced right, you will not get an offer. And even if you're underpriced, what's going to happen is you're going to get multiple offers because there's so much activity, and the price will go up over asking. So the market will correct the price if it's too low.
Right. That's great advice. So you mentioned early on that you're on pace to sell 100 homes over 50 million.
Yep.
Are there plans for the Carozza Realty Group to grow?
Yeah, absolutely. Right now we have myself. I handle the listings and I run the team. I have a team manager, Jen Corvaliabate. She is my right-hand man. She handles transaction management and also helps me run the team. We have 2 buyers agents. We have an ISA, an inside sales agent, and we have a marketing manager. I'm looking to add a director of operations position, which will basically oversee all our systems and processes to make sure that we're giving our clients the best level of service possible. My next hire, I would love to add a listing agent to help me to take some of the burden off me with the listings. And then once we have those in place, I'm sure I'm going to keep growing from there.
That's great.
That's the plan.
Sounds like you got a plate full of great activity for the next year.
Yeah, yeah.
So if someone wanted to get in contact with you, what's the best way to contact you?
Our office number or our email. Our office number is 203-614-8711, and my email is chris@carozzarealtygroup.com.
Great. And I think your website is carozzarealtygroup.com.
That's
right?
correct. Yep.
That's great. Well, Chris, thank you so much
Thanks
for
for
coming
having
in.
me. Yep.
Everyone out there, I hope you picked up a few great tips, whether you're looking to buy or sell a home. For any realtor needs, please contact Chris Carozza. If you have any mortgage questions, you can contact me at Mike M. Caminetti at iServeLending.com. That's M. Caminetti at iServeLending.com. My website is michaelcaminetti.iServeLending.com. Thanks again, and we'll see you soon.